Hey everyone, Boardgame Brody here with Meeple Mountain. I've played a lot of games, but I haven't played them all, and I definitely don't own them all. I'm here to share with you my top 6 games that I wish that I owned. Number 6 is Don't Get Got by Big Potato Games. You might not even be familiar with this game, but it's a brilliant party game that you play while not playing a game. What I mean is that you play this game in the background of whatever else that you have going on. Honestly, I wish I owned this game to play during the Super Bowl party that I had here. But everyone gets 6 secret missions in which they are trying to get others to do or say something. Some examples is making up a word and trying to get another player to ask you what it means, or getting another player to compliment your hair, or stick your card underneath some type of food and get someone else to pick up that food. It's a game of being spontaneous, sneaky, and not getting caught. It's a game I would have played all the time in high school whenever we were hanging out every weekend. It would be a little hard now to play it as often, but it would still be fun, and whenever we have people over, we'd definitely be playing it. Again, number 6, Don't Get Got by Big Potato Games. Number 5 is Clank Legacy by Dire Wolf and Renegade Games. I actually just played Clank again, teaching my 6-year-old how to play it, and she did amazing, and she really loved the game. She went to the market and got the key, and then went to get the 30-point artifact, while I got the backpack and ended up getting the 20 and the 5-point artifacts because my wife took the others and took off back to the top. Anyways, we like how the game flows. Every turn is fun, looking to see what new cards you can get, and using your boots and your swords and the skills the best way possible. Clank Legacy just seems like the next step to play since my daughter knows how to play this game. A campaign would open her eyes to how things can change and how you continue where you left off. And this ultimately would be a fun legacy game that she would be able to enjoy with us. Number 5, Clank Legacy. On to number 4. Number 4 is Everdale by Starling Games. Now, this is a game I used to own. It was the initial Kickstarter version, but at the time I needed a little bit extra money and got rid of it. And since then, they have made new expansions to add to the game. I'm not quite sure what those do to the game, but I would love to have this game and play again and check out those new expansions. Those squishy little resources and the huge tree for the main board just makes it look awesome on the table. And ultimately, this would be a game that my wife would actually play with me, and now my 6-year-old would play with us. One of these days, it will come back to our table. Again, number 4 is Everdale by Starling Games. Number 3 is any Capstone game since 2017. I know I'm kind of cheating with this one, but the list might be full of a lot of Capstone games, and so I had to group them together because I wish I owned them all, or any of them. Starting with The Estates, Watergate, Ragusa, Pipeline, Maracaibo, Crystal Palace, Cooper Island, Ride the Rails, New York Zoo, Curious Cargo, Cloud Age, Savannah Park, Imperial Steam, Corrosion, Coffee Traders, Boone Lake, and most recently, Ark Nova. I'm sure you've heard about some of these games. All games I wish I owned because I know I'd like the theme even though I haven't played any of them. Well, no, I've played Pipeline once and it was amazing. Capstone Games just provide games right at the complexity level that I love, the perfect themes for me, and the right art. And I just know that they make games for me. Just wish I owned some of those titles. Number 2 is Tumbling Dice by Griffin Games. Now, this is a dice dexterity game of flicking dice for it to bounce down steps and hopefully land on the last step, and then hoping it lands with a high result on it. It's been out since 2004. I'm not even sure if they still make this game, but every time I see the price and I compare it to what the game actually is, I just can't make a purchase like that. You know, I'd rather put that money towards one of these other games with a higher complexity. But then I really wish I had that game, this game. I used to live in the Pacific Northwest and I always try to find it in a thrift store, but no luck there. Maybe one of these days someone will improve on the design and make something even better at a less price point. I don't know. But again, I wish I owned Tumbling Dice by Griffin Games. All right, number 1 is Brass Birmingham by Roxley Games. I played this game once with the matching chips, and I still remember it till this day. And I've wanted the game from when I first played this game. The game was out of print for a while. I'm not sure if it still is, but the last time I looked it was. I think it came back. This raises the price when this happens, and I'm more sure that I can wait for a more decent price. But I do have other games to play, but this is Brass Birmingham, and the one time I played it, it was epic, and the more plays could be the same. The game is on the top end of my complexity for me, a lot going on, but not too much that I get lost in the game, and the game has a great economic system, which involves math, and I like math. And you make your own network that at the end of the game really matters. Anyways, I know I'm not the only one who wants to own this game, as it was listed pretty high on another top 6 list I recently did. But again, this is number 1, Brass Birmingham by Roxley Games. All right, on to my honorable mentions. Lost Ruins of Arnak is on the list by CGE. I want that game, but I'm not sure because maybe I want Dune Imperium. It could be a better choice. I'm not sure which one I want. That's why it's not on the top 6 list, but that's why I still want it, but not sure just if it's a good fit between other games that are similar. A Feast of Odin, it's got what I would enjoy in a game, but I'm just afraid there's too much game for anyone else that I'd play with, and afraid that it would just sit on my shelf and not get played, but maybe just only in my dreams. Tapestry, because I like Civ games, and this one shortens up the times and it makes it more manageable, but then I remember there were questions as to how balanced the game is, and I heard it's a game that you'll either really like or not at all. I just don't know if it's one or the other because I haven't played it, so maybe I need to play it first. Lastly, Sleeping Gods. This looks like it would be a fun campaign game for my family, but is it just because it's a new hyped game? Oh, I still wish I owned it. Anyways, what do you think of my list here? Would any of these games be on your list? Would your own list be drastically different? Let me know in the comments below. If you're curious what other board gamers want, I did a poll and a video on that. Click the link below to check that out. It might be closer to your list than you might think. I will be continuing doing these top 6 lists, so please like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, and I'll be back with another list soon. Again, this is Board Game Brody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stick around and check out some other board game reviews to see what you might want to get to the table.